Hi, Dana here. All right, I got my starter. Now, unfortunately, it was pouring like a son of a gun, so they weren't able to get out there and get the radiator for me for Shauna's Sebring. So I'm gonna have to come back tomorrow and get that. And of course, I'm gonna have to pull the radiator out of that. So now I gotta get home, I gotta get the jack and the jack stands, and then I gotta run back to my work because that's where the car is, and I gotta change out the starter in the parking lot. So when it freaking pours, when it rains, it pours on me. Ow. Then, because I had to drive Shauna to work, it just happens that my vehicle recycling or junkyard is right on the way. I gotta go back and get her at 9 o'clock tonight. So, what we do for our children, right? So, first thing you want to do, this is a Chevy Malibu, an 02. And unfortunately, I'm fighting the rain here in a minute. Starter's down there. And we're gonna, alright, pull it. Now there's the starter there. You got one bolt, and you got another bolt, but you're gonna have to remove this little cover here first before I can get to it. You got your two connectors, and that should be good. All right, first step is remove this little cover. You got two bolts. It's actually flywheel covers. You got two little screws. They're 10-inch. You got one right here, and then you got one up front. All right. Next step is remove your connectors up here. Top one here is a 13, and this bottom one right down here I use a 5/16. All right, pull that bolt down. A really long bolt, and then you got your short bolt up front. And boy, was that tight! All right, and you just drop it. Just pull it down, drop it right out. It's that quick. All right, there we go. Is your got my nut back on here, and the other nut goes over that. Get the old wiring harness off of there. The wiring harness, screws. Okay, here we go. Get this puppy back up there. You can see I'm still fighting against the rain here. All right. Those two bolts are back in, bottom and then bottom. Now time to hook up the cables. Okay, I just installed the connectors. You got two right. You got two right here. There's one underneath and one on top. That is a. I used a. What is it? 5. Oh shoot! That was a 13 millimeter, and then the small one I'm using a 5/16. And of course the bottom bolts are 15s. Now I got to install this little cover bracket here with the flywheel, flywheel cover, and those are held on by 10s. All right, I'll go like that. Lock up in there. All right, and they're held up there by 10 with 10. Fill that out. And those little 10s. All right, just quickly, when you tighten that up, you can go right through this bracket over here. you got a hole right here, and you can get that one back there. And just use a small extension on it, and then you get the bottom one here. You ain't got to go too super tight. So, all right, there we go. You can see I got a jack onto that side, and I got jack stands onto the back. So don't be messing around without having your protection, even though if you're not in your home environment. All right, I got this little crescent kit that I take with me when I'm on the road. It's got just about everything you're gonna need to do what you need to do. It's a 10 mil. It tells you where everything goes. 5/16s. A little hiding somewhere. Go around somewhere. You get all your socket wrenches. Okay. There you go. It's my 9 mil. I'm gonna need that. No, there's one up there. I need one there. Put my battery connection back on. Now, bad starter can sometimes fool you thinking it's a battery. But when you got your battery on it and you got a good jumper, and then you put jumper cables on it, and it's still doing the same thing, chances are you got a bad starter. Oh. Okay. All right. I'm gonna get this down on the ground real quick because that's all I can do. Stay tuned. All right. Well, here we go with the test. All right. Here we go with the test. I'm gonna find my keys. Find my key. All right. I hope so. Boy, look at those thunder clouds. All right. I got nothing. Not good. I don't even have a click. Don't even have a click. Oh man. Well, unfortunately, I guess I got a bad starter. Because normally, if you turn your key on and you go like this, you should have a click, 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 click. Ain't nothing happening. So I guess I'm back to the drawing board again. Drop it down, see if I can spin it or something like that, and see if I can get it to loosen up. Well, we're gonna try it again. The guy checked the starter this time before he gave it to me and said it worked. So we're gonna put this thing in and get me out of here. And back to things you need to change this with. You got the starter, of course. Got your 2 bolts, and you got your little bracket or the cover that covers the flywheel. 10 millimeter screws. You're gonna use a 15. Use a 15 on the bolts here. You're gonna use 10 millimeter on those, and then we're going to install the cover on that one. All right, and then the 5/16s. Gonna use that and put the little nut starter relay And then the last one is going to be your, I think that's the same. And then 13. You need a 13 millimeter for your primary connector. So let's get this thing installed so I can get out of here. Alrighty, they're tightened up. Everything's together. I'm not putting that flywheel cover on yet. I'm gonna make sure I get a freaking crank out of this thing. Also, in this case, you're gonna use that at 5/16 to reinstall the battery cable. All right, let's see if she starts. I'm not gonna be happy if she don't. All right, let's see what we got for the second time. Hopefully. Oh, that's good. That's a good sign. I know the battery's dead, but I didn't even get that the last time. All right, I'm gonna put that little cover back on it, get the jumpers on it, and get out of here. All right, and the last thing you got to put on is the cover that covers your flywheel, and that's two 10 millimeters. There's one right here, and there's one right underneath. So there we are. Now we're gonna jump it, and then I'm going home. All right, finally, after a kickload of frickin' waiting for the battery to charge. So that's the next job, is to get a new battery. So anyway, thanks for following, and hopefully this doesn't happen to you. Don't forget to comment, definitely subscribe, because you don't know what the next video is I'm going to be putting up, and we'll catch you on the next Project Chevy.